I'm so sorry for yesterday's video and turning their brains into cottage cheese. As a as a reward for your patience, I now present to you Lisa. Hopefully Lisa could help you feel better now. So, before I start talking about the same thing again and turn your brain into Swiss cheese this time, at least you have a little bit of peace with Kitty. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, uh yeah, it's a really difficult topic to talk about. Because like I warned yesterday, um, you have something that you really feel like you understand internally, but putting that into language just makes it all that much more challenging. And I'm not claiming that this is, fact, or this is totally real, or this is how things are actually are. It's just I'm simply making theorizing, I'm simply speculating, I'm simply thinking, that's all. And to elaborate more on that, um, to be clear also, it's not all negative, it's not all dark, it's not all evil. Every soul is on their individual time and their individual journey as well. So you have that element to it as well. What I'm trying to say is that there is, factions, or probably more than one group. Like, people think of the elites, right? But it's actually conflicting factions. It's not one group, Illuminati or blah blah blah. It's probably more than likely several who are sort of competing for what they see as their ideal future, which how to run the human cattle farm, right? And basically, the way I see time as it's obviously a lot more than just two different points in space in between light. Time and distance are related, but time is much more than that. It is, I believe that time has magnetic properties to it. Um, and there's magnetic like forces that are keeping sort of dimensions um, both separated and tethered together in this sort of like layered system of division in the omniverse. So you have these magnetic forces sort of compressing and then releasing tension and compressing. And as it compresses, it sort of collapses timelines. And as it releases tension, it opens up more possibilities, right? So let's just theorize about CERN, right? The Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. And again, I'm going to be mentioning ipetgoat2, the animation, the 7-minute animation of the rise of the Antichrist figure and his potential relation to CERN. And it's the magnetic properties. Every time there is an experiment, CERN is the largest magnet on the planet. So every time they do an experiment, this is just speculation, they compress, they squeeze out all the branches of the tree that we discussed yesterday and collapse them into one unified sort of linear progression. Um, and as a result, um, you have a situation in which you have, instead of a dynamic and random element to our existence, where we have myriads of potentials, we're now in a situation that is a lot more hive mind and a fixed sort of timeline, where you are now in a film reel, and imagine 8 millimeter film, And instead of being many rolls of film, you now have magnetized and compressed all the timelines into one roll of film for the purpose of birthing this demigod figure. And it takes an enormous amount of energy, and we're being used as host vessels for that energy, for our basically our essence, in order for him to birth through that canal, right? The compression, the magnetized process will sort of squeeze him out, and as a result, we are all individually being squeezed and used as vessels in order that he may be able to break through from the underworld or wherever he is into our dimension. Um, and it's not just CERN. There's more to it, of course. There's the sophisticated AI systems on their own who are um, logging enormous amounts of data, and they're mapping brains, trying to figure out every possible outcome beforehand, for every person that they possibly could, in order to sort of steer the timelines into that fixed funnel that they wish to see, right? And when he does birth, um, all of these sort of the energy is going to be so intense and so enormous that his birthing alone may actually cause people to, I don't know how to even say it, like, I guess wipe their memories. I don't know how what other way to put it. Put them in a position to where they just forget who and what they are. Amnesia like effect. Because he is using you as a host body to birth himself. And it is a massive, not years long ritual, not years. We're talking about millennia of information that is being extracted from this realm. This has been such a long, ongoing process ever since, the proverbial fall of humanity, right? The eating of the forbidden fruit. Whenever the hell that happened, and I believe it did. What it even means exactly, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not going to talk about religion and sin and all that. It's a lot more complex and dynamic than that. But what I'm saying is that this process has been ongoing for millennia, and it's going to culminate in a single moment of spectacular proportions. And we're approaching it. And that doesn't mean everyone's going to be stuck here. Not at all, I don't think. We're going to be squeezed out too, right? As my friend Nigel talked yesterday, we are in our individual dimensions too. That is a fact. And we will also be compressed and squeezed through to whatever, matches our spiritual condition. Um, but I personally think that his birthing or his arrival is inevitable. And before it happens, there will be, wars, volcanoes, chaos, everything that you're seeing now, and then eventually a third world war. And then he comes, the so called savior, right? Again, take whatever you want from this. You don't have to believe it. It could all be bullshit for all I care. I'm just thinking here, okay? That's all I'm doing. And I am gonna do a live stream. I might even do one tonight. That'll be 3 videos in one day. Jeez. If I do, I know Samir, it's probably going to be too early for him in London, but I'll do one again on Thursday. If I do go live tonight, I'll put a post about it, and it'll be approximately like 8 p.m. Pacific time. And I want to discuss fear, the idea of fear, and the different types of fear, and how we can also overcome it. And by different types, I mean there's synthetic fear that is induced via technology and other means. There is natural fear, survival, and then there's collective fear. Um, so I want to discuss that. It's a really deep subject, and hopefully a few people can come. And if I don't make it tonight, I'll let you know. Then we'll just go. I'll just do a live on Thursday then. So I'll see you later.